Football never ceases to deliver its unique mix of drama, unpredictability, and moments of pure brilliance. Every week fans gather with hope, expectation, and anticipation of how their favorite teams will perform. This weekend is no different as for captivating fixtures unfold across England, Spain, and Italy. Each game carries its own identity, from Everton's spirited clash with West Ham in the Premier League, to Valencia hosting Real Oviedo in La Liga, and two Serie A battles as Genoa welcome Lazio and Parma face Torino. What unites these matches is the tension that comes when clubs strive for points that can shape the narrative of their seasons. For some sides, home advantage is a shield, offering confidence and energy from passionate supporters. For others, the challenge lies in demonstrating resilience away from familiar surroundings, showing that tactical discipline can turn even the most difficult trips into opportunities. The matches ahead provide perfect examples of this blend, where tactical approaches, mental focus, and small margins are likely to define outcomes. The following predictions combine scorelines, outcomes, and a flowing look into why each contest may play out the way it does. No reliance on individual names, but rather a focus on collective strengths, weaknesses, and the dynamics shaping these encounters. Everton vs West Ham. Correct score, 2-1. Outcome, Everton win or draw. The Premier League rarely disappoints when Everton and West Ham meet. Both clubs are defined by passionate fan bases and a history of producing unpredictable matches. Everton, playing at Goodison Park, know the importance of home support. Their crowd has long been described as a 12th player, creating an atmosphere that inspires commitment and energy from the very first whistle. In recent weeks, Everton's defence has grown tighter, cutting down on cheap concessions and holding firm against pressure. That foundation allows them to express themselves in attack, finding gaps and seizing moments when opponents lose concentration. West Ham arrive with a reputation for resilience and a knack for punishing errors, particularly through well-executed set pieces. They carry a physical presence and an ability to spring forward quickly, turning defensive actions into dangerous counters. However, their record away from home suggests vulnerability. When pressed by an energetic home side, cracks appear, and momentum can swing against them. Everton will look to exploit this by maintaining a high press, forcing turnovers, and pushing numbers into dangerous areas. The contest is unlikely to be one-sided. West Ham's qualities ensure they remain dangerous throughout, capable of equalising or pushing for a result late on. But Everton's drive, combined with the lift of Goodison support, tips the scales in their favour. A narrow victory seems the most likely outcome, captured in the forecast of a 2-1 scoreline. To safeguard against West Ham's unpredictability, the broader outlook remains Everton win or draw. Valencia vs Real Oviedo. Correct score, 1-0. Outcome, both teams to score, no. Mestalla is one of Spanish football's most iconic stadiums, and when Valencia step onto their home turf, expectations rise. This fixture against Real Oviedo represents an important opportunity to consolidate strength. Valencia's style has leaned on defensive solidity and composure. They are patient, structured, and often willing to wait for the right moment rather than rushing into risky ventures. That patience has served them well, keeping opponents at arm's length and minimizing the number of chances conceded. Real Oviedo face the daunting task of trying to break down such a system. Their ambition is clear, but ambition alone may not be enough when space is restricted, passing lanes are blocked, and pressure mounts from the home crowd. Against Valencia, their attacks risk becoming isolated, with forward moves quickly closed out by the host's compact structure. Valencia will prioritize control, pressing when needed but mostly dictating tempo with calm passing and territorial dominance. The breakthrough may not come early, but persistence should eventually wear down Real Oviedo's resistance. A single goal could prove decisive, and once in front, Valencia are unlikely to allow their opponents back into the game. This is where the prediction settles, a 1-0 result, with the additional note that both teams will not score. Valencia's defensive resilience combined with Real Oviedo's struggles to carve open opportunities makes this scenario the most plausible. Genoa vs Lazio. Correct score HT, 0-0. Outcome, Lazio win or draw. Serie A has always been known for tactical depth, and Genoa versus Lazio epitomizes this. Genoa, particularly at home, are disciplined and stubborn. Their preference is to sit deep, maintain compactness, and frustrate opponents who attempt to play through them. This cautious start often reduces the pace of the game, turning the first half into a battle of attrition where neither side is willing to overcommit. Lazio, with ambitions of challenging higher in the table, know that patience is essential against a side like Genoa. Their experience on the road has taught them the value of waiting for the right moment rather than forcing the issue. They are well equipped to handle long spells of limited opportunities, confident that chances will eventually appear. The likely scenario is a first half played largely in midfield, with both sides cancelling each other out. Few clear chances are expected, and the goalless half-time prediction fits this pattern. However, the second half could open up as fatigue sets in and space begins to appear. Lazio's tactical awareness, combined with their structured pressing, makes them favourites to at least avoid defeat. While Genoa may hold firm for long stretches, the broader outlook remains Lazio win or draw. Parma versus Torino. Correct score, 0-1. Outcome, Torino win or draw. Parma's return to Serie A fixtures has been filled with determination, but matches like this one test their resilience. Against Torino, a side recognised for their discipline and stubbornness, opportunities will be limited. Parma's style often involves phases of possession, but possession without penetration can prove costly. If they are unable to create clear openings, their control becomes ineffective. Torino, on the other hand, thrive in such contexts. They are content to allow the opposition time on the ball, staying compact and organised, waiting for their chance to strike. Their defensive structure is one of their strongest assets, and their ability to turn minimal opportunities into goals has often defined their success. Against Parma, this tactical blueprint appears perfectly suited. The forecast here leans toward a narrow Torino victory, captured in the 0-1 prediction. Even if the game remains tight and uneventful for long spells, Torino's patience and sharpness could deliver the decisive moment. To account for the unpredictability of Serie A, the wider view remains Torino win or draw, but the expectation is that Torino edge it by a single goal. Everton versus West Ham, correct score 2-1, Everton win or draw. Valencia vs Real Oviedo, correct score 1-0, both teams to score no. Genoa versus Lazio, correct score HT 0-0, Lazio win or draw. Parma versus Torino, correct score 0-1, Torino win or draw. Each match reflects the essence of football, balance, unpredictability, and the fine margins that separate success from disappointment. Everton rely on home energy to overcome West Ham's physicality. Valencia's composure at Mestalla should deny Real Oviedo a breakthrough. Genoa's stubborn defense will test Lazio, but the visitors' experience points toward avoiding defeat. Torino's patience and discipline may be enough to overcome Parma's ambition. Football like this reminds us why the sport captures global attention. Every fixture tells a story of ambition, strategy, and resilience. The predictions outlined here are grounded in patterns seen over weeks of play, where home advantage, tactical discipline, and small details influence outcomes. Everton, Valencia, Lazio, and Torino each embody different qualities that can define success, energy, control, patience, and resilience. As fans tune in, emotions will swing with every chance created, every defensive stand, and every goal scored. While predictions offer guidance, football thrives on its ability to surprise, and that is where its beauty lies. Whether these forecasts prove accurate or are turned upside down by unexpected moments, one thing is certain: the passion of supporters and the determination of players will make this weekend one to remember. The drama unfolds not only in scorelines but in the journey each team takes, and that journey is what makes football the world's most beloved game.